What's up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Scrap/Junk Warrior OTK test hands for Genesys. This deck has a lot of capability of being improved upon, while also offering a lot of new players the capability of picking up one of their favorite anime decks and just going for that all-out, straight-up attack. This deck has a lot of combo capability, especially when you are looking at it from a combo-intensive build. Now, do note there are 3 different ways you can build this deck, if not more. The current version I am playing is the Junk Warrior Extreme OTK version. This deck has a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, especially for newer players, especially when you're going against them, just to give them a more of a balanced taste of what synchros can do in this format, along with just what the anime can hold for a bunch of surprises for upcoming support and everything else in between. This deck is a wonderful, fun, and enjoyable deck to play, so I wanted to bring it to you today to show you a couple test hands in which you can try. So just note that this is going to be going through and explaining each of the combos of us going first once and then us going second twice. That way we can show off the full power of how this deck can go for an OTK as much as possible. Anyways, let's hop right on into our video. So let's see what our first test hand gets us. We get Scrap Synchron, Righty Driver, Stardust Synchron, Junk Converter, and Tuning. All right, so from here we can have a little bit of fun. We'll go ahead and start off with our Tuning, getting us an Assault Synchron. And then we'll send the top card of our deck to the graveyard, which is a Full Speed Warrior. We'll next go ahead and normal summon the Righty Driver. Righty Driver to special summon out of the deck the Lefty Driver, wherever Lefty Driver is. We're not going to activate Lefty Driver effect, but we are going to then instead synchro for Scrap Warrior. Scrap Warrior effect allowing us to add 1 Junk Synchron or 1 card that mentions it. We'll add that Synchro Fellowship. We'll activate Synchro Fellowship, getting us a, if I can find him, Junk Synchron and an Anchor Bolt Hedgehog. We'll go ahead and discard the Anchor Bolt Hedgehog. Next, we'll go ahead and utilize Synchro Fellowship, dropping Scrap Warrior to a level 2, giving us an additional normal summon of Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron will then let us bring out the Full Speed Warrior. Full Speed Warrior will have its effects negated, so you should be good from there. However, you got a 2, a 3, and a 2 out, right? So what else can you do here? Well, we're going to see what we can. So we're going to go ahead and discard Stardust Synchron and Junk Converter to get us another Synchron monster. We are going to get us a Revolution Synchron. And then we're going to go ahead and tribute the Full Speed Warrior for Stardust Synchron. Stardust Synchron effect getting us a Stardust Illumination. We'll activate the Stardust Illumination. Send the Stardust Trail. Then we'll take these 2. Go into our level 6, which is Stardust Charge Warrior, to get another draw. We'll get the Satellite Synchron. Then we'll go ahead and special summon out the Assault Synchron. Synchro with these 2. On into our Stardust Excel Synchro Dragon, or Excel Stardust Synchro Dragon. Activate the effect, bring back a level 2. We'll bring back the Excel Synchron, or Assault Synchron. We'll next tribute off this one, summon out the Stardust Dragon, which will then trigger our Stardust Trail. We'll bring back out the Stardust Trail, which gives us a level 4. And then we can go these two into our Bestial Dissipator. Bestial Dissipator effect, bring back our Stardust Synchron. Well, what do you do with this from here? Well, currently you are kind of setting pretty rough off because you have a lot of capability to do other things, but you're kind of stuck. So, what instead that we will do is take these two, go into our Ancient Fairy Dragon. Stardust Trail will give us a level 1 Stardust token. So we can make a level 5 if we'd like to. It's also banished. So we'll next go ahead and utilize the effect of Stardust Synchron here and that level 1 token. Going into our Excel Synchron. We can use its effect to drop its level by sending a level 2 Synchron monster. We're going to send the Synchron Carrier, dropping its level by 2, making it a level 3. So if we need to, we go into a quick effect during our opponent's turn and Synchro Summon directly into our Satellite Warrior. Satellite Warrior can then get up to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pops plus the other 2, since it'll be utilized. That is 6 cards that can be destroyed, which can give you an additional 6k attack, which would make it 8,500 attack. And then you still have a handful of synchros that you can synchrons you can utilize for next turn if you wanted to. You also have the negate with Bestial Dissipator as well. So you have 6 pops plus a Bestial Dissipator negation as well, which can greatly help your deck overall. Let's go ahead and hop right into our next test hand, where this time we're going to be going second and seeing how we can OTK. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we get for our going second hand. We get Scrap Synchron, a Tuning, Synchro Rumble, Junk Converter, and Effect Veiler. And then for our 6th draw, we get Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. All right, so what can we do from here? Well, first up, we're going to activate that Tuning, getting us a tuner to where we can further our combo as we need. We'll go ahead and grab us that Assault Synchron. And then we'll send the top card of our deck to the graveyard, which is going to be a Jet Synchron. Next, we'll go ahead and normal summon the Junk Converter, Synchro with the Scrap Synchron into our Scrap Warrior. Scrap Warrior effect 1, Junk Converter 2. We'll go ahead and revive back the Scrap Synchron. Actually, we'll do the Jet Synchron instead, just to make it a little bit different. And then Scrap Warrior effect to add us a Synchro Fellowship. And we'll activate that Synchro Fellowship, allowing us to add a Full Speed Warrior and a Junk Synchron, where we'll discard the Full Speed Warrior. We'll go ahead and then activate the Synchro Fellowship, banishing it, targeting our Scrap Warrior, lowering its level by 1. Normal summoning the Junk Synchron, bringing out the Full Speed Warrior. Now, fun fact, this does happen on most dueling simulators, where Full Speed Warrior's effect will still proc, getting you a Synchro Fellowship. I'm not doing it for this effect, that it may be incorrect. There are still some bugs working out. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that, just in case that is a bug, because it should summon out and be its effect is negated overall. All right, next we're going to go ahead and take these two, go into a level 5. Or actually, we'll leave these two, because the synchro I was thinking of was not the right one. We're going to go ahead and take these 3 and go into our Jet Warrior. That way we can get a bounce on our opponent's board. And then we can take these 2 and go into our Junk Warrior Extreme here. So we'll summon our Junk Warrior Extreme. I almost put that in extra monster zone. That's my bad. We'll activate its effect to revive back level 2 or lower monsters. In this case, we'll revive back the Full Speed Warrior, the Junk Converter, the Scrap Synchron, and the Jet Synchron. We'll activate Full Speed Warrior effect, grabbing us a spell or trap that mentions Junk Warrior from our deck. We'll go ahead and add the Scrap Fist. Next, we'll go ahead, go to battle. Junk Warrior Extreme punches in for 2,900. It's gaining additional 900 from Full Speed Warrior, so it's at 38. So it'll beat over whatever we get. We banish it during after it's done. Then we'll go ahead and special summon our Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior will come in. It gains the attack of all level 2 or lower monsters on our board, which are 900 plus 400, so that's 13, plus 700, which is 2k, plus an additional 500, so it's gaining 2,500, plus an additional 900 from Full Speed Warrior, so it's gaining a total of 3,400 attack. So 34 plus 23 is 57. We'll go ahead and activate Scrap Fist. If your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If this attacks damage or a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Double any battle damage your opponent takes, and it cannot be destroyed by battle. Destroy the opponent's monster that battled at the end of the damage step. So, we can't summon anymore, but this is extremely big, inflicts double damage, and basically they can't activate any cards until the end of the damage step. So, go to battle. Junk Warrior in for effectively 57 times 2. That's 11,400. If they don't have any monsters, and if it inflicts into a monster with 0 defense or anything around 1,000, they're still going to lose just by defense marks alone. But that is basically the Junk Warrior OTK in a sum up, where you're basically going through and getting a bunch of monsters on the board to increase your Junk Warrior's attack and then swing in for double damage. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into our final test hand. All right, let's see what we get for our final test hand. One, which is Synchro Fellowship, Tuning, Priority Driver, Scrap Synchron, and Satellite Synchron. And then our final card for going second is another copy of Tuning. So let's go ahead and pop off with our Tuning to see what we get. We're going to go ahead and add that Assault Synchron. If I can find him. He's around here somewhere. There we go. And then we'll shuffle up and send our top card, which is an Ash Blossom. We're going to go ahead and do that again. This time we're going to add a Stardust Synchron. And our top card sent is a Synchro Fellowship. Next, we'll go ahead and activate that Synchro Fellowship, giving us a Full Speed Warrior and a Junk Synchron. So we have full capability here, but we're going to discard off that effect, the Stardust Synchron. So now we have one of two options we can do. We can either do the righty driver play or the full speed warrior play, in which we can further our combo and get more damage on the board. In this case, we're going to go ahead and do the full speed warrior line because it's going to get us a little bit extra damage. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do full speed warrior, activate its effect to grab us a spell that mentions Junk Warrior, grab our Scrap Fist. We're next going to synchro with these two into our Scrap Warrior. Scrap Warrior effect will trigger, allowing us to send one monster that mentions Junk Warrior or add one. We're going to send a full speed warrior, and there's a reason as to why. We will next activate the effect, Synchro Fellowship, decreasing its level for Scrap Warrior to allow us a normal summon of Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron to give us full speed warrior. Since a monster was summoned from the graveyard, we can special summon this monster and its level becomes level 4. So we'll special summon Satellite Synchron. We'll next take the 4 and 6 here and go into our Stardust Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior to give us an additional draw. We got an Effect Veiler. And then we have full on capability as well to further our plays here by activating. There's a couple plays we can do here, and it's going through my head. We're going to go ahead and summon the Assault Synchron, then tribute it to summon the Stardust Synchron. We do take 700. I do keep forgetting to mention that, but you do have to make sure that when you summon Assault Synchron, you're taking 700 points of damage. Stardust Synchron effect to then grab us a Stardust Spell or Trap. We'll grab us a Stardust Illumination. Yep. Next, we'll go ahead and activate that Stardust Illumination, allowing us to send one Stardust monster. We will send our Stardust Trial to the graveyard. In which case, we have a couple options here. We can increase or decrease the level of this to make it a level 5. Or we can target Stardust Charge Warrior and decrease its level. In this case, we're going to go ahead and decrease Charge Warrior's level by 1 to make it a level 5. Take these two and go into our Junk Warrior Extreme. Junk Warrior Extreme effect to bring back another full speed warrior. And we will do Satellite Synchron as well. So we have to where this is giving both 900. We've already activated Full Speed Warrior's effect, so we can't utilize it again. But it's giving this monster, effectively all our warrior monsters, monsters you control that mention Junk Warrior or are a synchro monster with warrior in their original name gain 900 attack during your battle phase only. So we'll go to battle, and then this gains 900 plus 900 is 18, putting it to 4,700 attack. We'll go to battle, swing in, effect to banish after it's done its effect, summon a Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior comes in. It gains 900, 900, so 18, plus another 7, That's 25 plus another 18 because of the full speed warriors. So it's gained 25 plus 18. That is 43 on top of the 23. So it's at 66. We'll go ahead and activate Scrap Fist. They can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If it attacks defense position, it deals piercing battle damage. Double any battle damage your opponent takes. It cannot be destroyed with battle, and destroy the opponent's monster that battled it at the end of damage step. So you have full capability there to where you can do up to, if I remember correctly, 13,200 points of damage through a direct attack. Because it's 6,600 attack, and it doubles any damage that your opponent takes. So that does a lot, and you can swing with the Stardust Synchron as well if they have anything smaller as well. Now, do note that you are kind of stuck with this on board. You do not have the capability of Synchroing during your opponent's turn, so you do have to make sure that if you are swinging like this, you have to go for game. But I did want to show the full capability there. The other option you guys did have instead of lowering the Charge Warrior is taking the Stardust Synchron and the Charge Warrior going into Stardust Charge Satellite Warrior. Satellite Warrior will then get a pop, technically 2, to where it can further increase its attack to 4,200. And then you can try and work through combos along that line. But I did want to show you the other capability to where even if you still have a little bit of a brick hand, you can still get high enough to do an OTK with Junk Warrior. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's deck, not deck profile, but test hands video. And if you did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Feelings from all the dealings, am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?